Welcome to my channel. I am coming to you with the astrology highlights of January 6th through 12th. As promised, I'm going to be on every week sharing from this beautiful book. This is for anybody that loves astrology. It is January 6th. We are going to go right into this so we can do the oracle for the 5 days that we are sharing with this book. And so, grab yourself a cup of coffee, a water, a tea, and excuse me in advance if I have to stop and get a drink. I've been purging, getting rid of sinus things, so just bear with me and enjoy this today. So get ready, because even though this is only the second week of a new year, it features 2 celestial attractions that could rock your world. Think about that, guys. The first is the Cancer full moon lunar eclipse on Friday, January 10th, that makes up the first of a bookend of Cancer full moons that begin and end this year. The second is the Saturn-Pluto conjunction on Sunday, January 12th. That spells trouble in a number of different ways. Because Cancer is the ultimate feminine sign, the opening and closing of the year with a Cancer full moon is a tip-off that women on the rise of feminine power will be highlighted from the beginning to the end of 2020. The Cancer full moon on Friday, January 10th is doubly special because it is also a lunar eclipse. Although every full moon marks a time to bring projects to a successful and positive conclusion, the intensity of an eclipse suggests that it is better to wait to celebrate a significant event or sign important papers until next week, when its influence is waning. I'm stuffy, excuse me. Personally, the eclipse, to me, the simplified way of saying that is it's a little pause. So, stillness, meditation, drawing yourself inner for reflection, for releasing things from 2019 prior, even past life stuff. So eclipsing is just a pause, personally, from my perspective. So it's just asking you not to make any forward movement and sign significant papers and whatnot. Okay, let's go forward into Uranus. Signals a time to seek out new and different people and experiences in the outside world. When it wakes up from the 5-month retrograde nap on Sunday, January 10th, this is the same time as this eclipse. It is because it's home to one of the major alignments of 2020, the conjunction of Saturn and Pluto. Because these 2 heavy-duty planets only get together about once every 34 years, the results can be life-changing, with the long-reaching consequences. While Saturn is busy protecting and preserving security and order, Pluto is seeking to reveal and transform by uprooting anything that lies hidden beneath the surface. So always Pluto. This is huge. We're already feeling this with the Australian brush fires, the intensity of that, and then the current situation that the United States got themselves into. So just remember, this is playing out. This, for me, is not predictions. This is guidance, our soul's guidance, the stars' guidance of our evolution. So just keep that in mind. I have to say something about that when we're done. So Uranus goes direct the same time Saturn and Pluto are conjunct. So because these 2 heavy-duty planets only get together about every 34 years, the results can be life-changing with long-reaching consequences. It's just cause and effect, guys. Just remember that. What goes around really does come back around, whether this be individually, globally. There's cultural karma that needs to be healed. There's nation karma that needs to be healed. So just keep this in mind as we are watching these things unfold. Let's look back at the beginning of the 21st century to examine another time when the two planets were aligned. The Saturn-Pluto opposition of 2001 foreshadowed the 9/11, which was the day that rocked the world because it was the first time the U.S. has been attacked on its mainland. The events of 9/11 brought chaos and upset, including the never-ending war in Afghanistan and the financial crisis of 2007-2008. In 2020, Saturn and Pluto are conjunct in Capricorn, which highlights the stock market. Excuse me, I almost said shock. It is going to be the shock market too, just saying. Just don't bite into it, because I started to go down the rabbit hole yesterday. It's already here. We're already feeling these energies. We felt these dancing in the ethers all through 2019. That's why it was so important to get your inner work, get your inner work on and do your stuff in your immediate, because it's now going to be collective. So just remember that. This large, slow-moving transition is expected to include a global conversion to a virtual form of money like cryptocurrency or blockchains. Trade irregularities, economic downturns, and serious corruption and misuse of power. One way to approach the stress of this Saturn-Pluto conjunction is to be ready for any challenge that comes your way. This conjunction will undoubtedly have a polarized effect on the U.S. presidential race between those who want things to stay the same or those who insist it's time for old ways to end. I'm in favor of that, if you ask me. So, which Mercury is sandwiched directly between Saturn and Pluto, the impact of this conjunction will be featured in news cycles around the globe. This sticks out to me too. This is how we interpret information, right? How we communicate, how we get out there. Mercury, ruled by its thinking, its communication. And so, I guess this is super significant to hold your center. And I personally, after the U.S. deal just started, and I'm like, oh, Saturn, Pluto, we've been in this energy. It's just going to be 0 degrees, right on top of each other. The other thing too, they say that this foreshadow of 9/11 that happened in 2011. Pluto's wanting all the hidden and untruths and the deep, dark stuff to come to the light. So we're watching it play out before our eyes. Super, super significant. It's super important to, and I'm sharing this because I started going down the rabbit hole yesterday personally, and I was like, correct yourself right now, because you got to remember that all these old structures have to fall away, and the misuse of power is huge, because that's playing out right in front of us. As we know right now, it's January 6th, 2020. And I don't like to talk about that kind of stuff too much, because I don't like to give it the energy that the news programming and whatnot and the fear cycle of it. And I started going down that rabbit hole, just self-correct. So I want to share this I'm reflecting on this before I came on. 2019, that's why it was so significant for all of us to start being holding ourselves accountable for our energy. If you're awake, we've been open and integrating, and so much energy, it's required us to rest more and be okay that we're like acclimating. 2020 is still going to be like this energetic turnover. So staying open to major shifts and changes, constant, I don't want to say turbulence, because it seems like the peace comes, full throttle bliss when we do have those moments, if you're on this journey and awake. And then when we start feeling these collective purges of energy like we are right now, the Australian bushfires, we can see through the illusion of going, wait a minute, I'm not going to go into this, never mind. injustices need to be brought to the light. And so what do? We go and start, the United States starts doing what they're doing. It's total Pluto, Capricorn, Pluto, Saturn, Capricorn. So it's huge. And I've been saying this on my channel since I started it, to don't buy into the dramas. We knew these aspects were coming. Humans have the ability to bring all these things to the light and make the crooked straight. And I started doing that on a personal level over the past 5 years, and now we're seeing it on the collective. And I believe that's the importance of everybody stepping into their own, was to prepare us for where we are. And it is never predictive. Astrology's been demonized. That was another thing that came up to me too. I think that a lot of people are going to have a wake-up call through 2020, those that are not awake yet, to figuring out that a lot of the shock and disbelief that's going to be revealed, I mean, it's a real thing. It's cognitive disassociation or cognitive dissonance, and it is a belief system that's been set forth. It's a real deal thing. I can relate to it with PTSD and whatnot, but this is on a collective level I'm talking. You've gone your whole life believing something, and then all of a sudden it's revealed that there was hidden things underneath of it. We can go from the distraction of celebrities being so, like, in our society, making them highlighted like they're better than anybody else, and it's all just a dance to keep you distracted from the things that are going on, and the media as well, as we know. So when you first wake up, if you're not already, or even if you're in it like myself, and I started going down the rabbit hole yesterday of going, OMG, I don't believe in war, I don't believe in this, oh my god, you know, of all times to start doing this shit, and they're doing it. Because I know of the hidden objectives, being an empath and an intuitive, so whatever, we all have our own opinions and whatever, so I'm just sharing my perspective. Back to the shocking disbelief. We're going to have a lot of that still with things of the dark Plutonian, right? Power that was used in maybe not just ways. So that's going to shock and lock a lot of people. Some people will just continue to sleep right through it. I see it already, witness it. Like, you could have something so plain Jane in their sight, and they're so into the program and into their belief system that's running by somebody else, to just believe whatever they see, which TV, news specifically, I'm talking about. So expect a lot of that to go on through 2020. And the reason I'm talking about it, and it being the kind of little sharing of 1st through the 6th, is because of the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. And astrology being very accurate is because it is a system set forth by God, creator, source, that made no mistakes to help us with the evolution of our souls, so that we don't keep coming back into lifetime after lifetime playing out these karmic cycles with people. And then the misuse of power that we're seeing come to fruition, and it's just all really being purged and released. So 2020, I feel, is the gateway of busting through all of these beliefs that weren't true. And so that's going to cause a lot of shock to a lot of people. Wow, is it raining? Anyway, just be super, super fluent for change. Remove the wool from your eyes. Be all-seeing, so to speak. Ask and you shall receive. So ask for assistance. I know for me, I go through a lot of intense energy shifts and purging, and that's where it's important to know your astrology chart as well, because find out what your moon is, where it's placed in your house, when that's all this Capricorn energy. I mean, the stellium in Capricorn's tremendous. Let's pull up the chart here for we'll just do it for right now because now it's after midnight. So it's actually January 7th that I'm talking to y'all today. Thanks for being with me yesterday and today. So Saturn, Pluto, 22 degrees, 22 degrees. Mercury, 14 as of right now. Jupiter, 8 degrees. And the Sun in at 16 degrees. That's the stellium. That's all in Capricorn. So just remember, symbolically to me, the great teacher, this can be, the archetype of the elder. So a lot of us are experiencing our angels, our ancestors, our guides, our loved ones on the other side, visiting whether we're awake or in our dream state. And I think it's just the support that they know, we chose to be here at this time through all of this very intense energy. And so I think they're really showing up to a lot of us to let us know, hey, you're on the right path for being awake and, eyes wide open. And I want to highlight this too. Find out where your Mercury is and your moon, because it's going to be very significant through this whole year of 2020 to know how information or even your communication is going to be best influencing you for this whole year. And also the moon, our emotions. Of course, if you're not empath and you found me, the emotions and the feelings are super duper significant for us, and that's why the moon sign's so significant, because that rules our inner reflection in the heart space, our feelings, our emotions. Overall, it's just super intense energies. I don't think if you're even asleep, how could you not feel? These first 2 weeks of January are, by all of the astrologers I listen to, gonna be the most intense. And we started that out pretty much accurate, I would say. I find it back to the cognitive disassociation, basically, tongue tie. If you think back of when you woke up, it was alarming. And it's because we're going, oh my God, all these things that I was told or taught by even parents or religion or this, that, the other make no sense. And you have this big revelation of, oh my God, they poison our food, Monsanto and Bayer, and they spray chemtrails, and holy shit, what kind of matrix are we in? The rabbit hole can be endless. I only share it because I've went down that darn rabbit hole so many times, caught myself doing it yesterday or the day before, whenever the whole United States Iran thing crap went down. And when you become awake, you see through all of the crap and the dark and the murk, and so you just have to keep taking that higher perspective. And I think that's why the elders, a lot of support from the unseen right now. And so I'm going to go ahead and draw an oracle or two for this message. I could talk forever on this because I'm so passionate about it. If you're new today, I'm Deanna with Divine Destiny. I also have an empath group on Facebook called The Divine Destiny and the Rise of Empaths. If you're interested in that, please do ask to join. I am learning astrology. My spiritual awakening happened in 2014, although I don't feel that I was ever completely asleep. And I've broadened and opened my perspective to such a larger picture. And so my inspiration is to share oracle and share astrology as I learn it with everybody else, because I'm super passionate about it. And I realize the significance of it in healing our wounds and healing our karma and ending cycles so that we can really evolve on an energetic, soul level. So if you're sensitive, a light worker, a way shower, welcome to my channel. Please do like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when I have a new content up. I put in different playlists, little healing tools, and I just added one to the playlist tonight, everybody. So check it out. It's just like a 6-minute clip on the importance of releasing fear and karma by Dolores Cannon. So look for that underneath the healing toolbox. It's a beautiful, powerful, quick 6-7 minute video. And we are going to do a few cards. This is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. This message is for January 1st through the 6th. I call upon God, Creator, Source, the divine being of white light, all angels and ancestors, my guides, all ascended masters. I am here, I am open, and I am willing to receive the messages that it is for everybody's highest good. And we ask you for clear, accurate guidance at this time. And so it is. So I think it's just super important to... We already knew this conjunct and then the eclipse was all going to be pretty intense. And if you didn't know that, I'm sure if you're sensitive, you're feeling it. Try not to overanalyze. Try not to go down the rabbit hole of realizing that all these old structures have to fall away. Man, I said that all through 2019 on my channel. And I'm reflecting on it now and going, I see why it was so significant for me to do healthy boundaries and work on my own inner crap all through the last year. A lot of shift changing, a lot of zero tolerance with karmic cycles, you know. And I see why, because collectively now the energy is so much more intense. So gaining our spiritual muscles, remembering that we're divine sovereign beings, we all are. Remembering that our elders and our angels and our ancestors are right here. If you're open, they'll communicate with you, show you signs. Tossing it to the wind. Card number, I'm going with that one. Card number 63, the wind. I think this is a huge time since we're at the beginning of ...2020. We've all been through so much purging in 2019. 6 plus 3 is 9. That is completion. It's almost like, to me, ending the old cycles, ending the old thought processes with this being wind, you know, very symbolic of thoughts, but also very purifying, right? There's wisdom there with the hawk above. Gaining your wisdom through your emotions, because I do believe that's the moon. Allowing them to be processed and finished up with completions, and allowing the wind to carry it away, you know? Like, just really keep working on your own stuff, because collectively, as we keep going, it's just gonna be a lot more smooth of a ride, and we can actually start enjoying our life, purging out all the old karmic patterns, you know, saying goodbye to people if you have to. It's a huge time. Let's read that. And I also want to say this. We got the Earthkeeper, card number 18. It's like anchoring it in your body. Isn't she beautiful? Anchoring it into your body, like really embodying your intuitiveness, your passions coming forward. Seeing all the red in there. Let's read both of these. They're awesome. This is such an awesome deck. It's the Mystical Shaman by Colette Baron Reed again, if anybody likes it. 63. And you know what? Her book is phenomenal on this deck. I just love it. I love the way she boxes her cards. You name it. So 63. What happened? Oh, card 63. That's why. I'm like, oh, you blonde. So, I don't know if anybody else has been purging, but emotions directly impact us, so just keep knowing that. Well, I'm struggling tonight, guys. I do feel a little bit heady, though, still with the sinuses, so bear with me. Ooh. The symbol of the wind represents the element of air. It rules communication, thought, song, and inspired ideas. It also signifies change with qualities both positive and negative. The wind blows from each of the 4 directions, and there are different qualities bestowed by each. The south carries a new sense of trust. The west calling you to be more introspective, the willingness to make final decisions, to let go of attachments. The north moving to bring you wisdom and strength. East carrying clarity of vision and purpose. Whichever way the wind is blowing for you, the message with the wind whisperer shouts. It may take courage at first to turn and face the wind, but you will find exultation in moving toward and receiving the lessons. When the spirit of the wind comes calling, it's a sign of change. Perhaps you need to change your mind. Perhaps an old way of doing things has become automatic, and now you've gained greater clarity. You can make new choices. Regardless of what the change is, you can expect to be understood and to have clear communication with others at this time. Ideas are solid, and the shift that is being called is in the highest good of all. So really, that's beautiful. Be open to new ways of thinking. A lot of us are on other people's programs, so... Oh my, and another one. We got the Earth one, and she is a beauty. I feel this is about anchoring it in, and I know I actually say that a lot, but collectively, because this, everything in Capricorn being super significant, don't be too fixed on certain ways right now. We have to stay open and fluent, because with the conjunction with Saturn and Pluto, we're going to see still more a lot of the dismantling and a lot of people in shock and lock. And some people will choose to just sleep through this whole thing. They choose to sleep, they'll just come in and pick up right up where they've left off the last lifetime. So just remember, always in your authenticity. It's super important. This one's beautiful. In other words, cardinal signs. Capricorn is cardinal, so that's all about initiation and change. Starting something new. So we'll just see where it all unfolds. Just be open and fluent within yourself, you know. Oh, I gotta put my glasses back on. Just as you're involved in co-creating your world, you are also responsible for its well-being. The Earthkeeper are dedicated to the stewardship of the earth of all life. They choose to hold the sacred dream of the planet, where all beings live in peace and where the rivers and the air are clean. Remember that everything you do has an impact on 7 generations. You've outgrown your small dream of success and achievement and are ready to dream big. With possibilities beyond your wildest expectations, take on the mantle of the Earthkeeper and reach out to a friend in need who may not have been in touch with you for some time. Take care of your pets, feed the strays that come, clean up your yard, as this is a reflection of your relationship with Earth. Grow the sacred dream, and your personal life will flourish. Remember, it's not about me any longer. That is so significant. We can't go on the old programs anymore, and this is so supportive at this time. And I know that some things that we see and witness are very heartbreaking. Animals for me is very huge. So any of the collective things that are felt, you know, with the Australian brush fires and all the animals, my heart and my empathy level, I've really had to increase my self-care. I'm feeling like, you know, a couple of my girlfriends and I were talking, it's almost with all of us having sinus issues across the globe, that we're helping her purge. And the Divine Feminine's super important and powerful in that. So releasing all of those, and we're at an end of a cycle. We might be having end of cycle daily. That's how much the energy shifts are. keep going for that higher perspective, the true spiritual being that you are, and anchoring it in, if not us, who? Start being gentle and kind, helping the animals, not taking more than what we need, recycling. I mean, there are little steps that all of us need to take. And that's where I was struggling going down the rabbit hole yesterday, because we have such bigger fish to fry than going and starting wars in other countries, or I could just start complaining about it now. Maybe that's my job, this life, so maybe I'm not going to shut myself up. Take care of the planet. Take care of Mother Earth, the soil, and it starts with us. I started recycling years ago. Look at the impact. I've woke up to the reality that they set the food pyramid up, Satan themselves, to 3 times a day. No, we don't need to eat 3 times a day. We're over consuming, specifically in this country. We're consumers. We over consume, and then we wonder why everything's out of balance and out of harmony. That's my passion coming alive now, because I am an Earthkeeper. I actually do care about all humanity, and that's why I don't have time to meddle. Losing my son in 2014 and really opening my spiritual awakening, I don't get angry. And that's the thing. I'm very misunderstood. I have been for a long time. Triggers are triggers. I'm triggered by animals, innocent animals getting burned, and people not spaying and neutering, or people just throwing things in the trash thinking there's an away, because there is no away. Where are we holding ourselves accountable being this? And I believe that's what we're talking about with this sacred feminine, the lunar eclipse in Cancer. It's time. There's a power in us divine feminines to really step into that role, be cleaner, less consuming, and really releasing all the other crap and letting it go to the wind. Communicating maybe with soul sisters who are like-minded to go, what can we start up to start treating Mother Earth? And part of that is the power of women coming together in an old energy, and backstabbing each other should be in a time of what we're going to do to make things more love and more peace for our children in the next 7 generations to come. That's a true Earthkeeper. That's where my heart is, and that's comes naturally to me with being a Virgo. My moon is earthy also, and also just being a decent human being, knowing that this planet sustains us. Lots of shifts and changes. Stay open. I know I was rattling a little bit tonight. I don't know where Mercury's at right now, but that rules my sun sign, so I'm feeling it. Plus the sinus issues. It's in Capricorn, I know that. 14 degrees. I guess listening to my heart, and maybe not so much my rattling, but I'm passionate about it because I am a true humanitarian. And I do care about humanity, all humanity. I would love the communities to be built on love and peace instead of, the things in life that were created by fear mongers to separate, divide, and keep us all in the belief of that this planet don't work. It's corporations is what we should be starting to. Any kind of war or revelations that we should have is definitely not killing each other. It's more of stopping these corporations from the corruption. And this goes with religions, politics, you name it. So I'm going to end this. If you're new today, chill with me. Just go to my channel, listen to anything else if it resonates. I hope you liked it. I'm very passionate, and my whole main purpose is to leave you more encouraged. So thank you to you all, and I will be back next week with the next astrology sharing. Hope you liked it. Enjoy. Namaste.